Hello friends, welcome to Trending Telecast. In this video we are going to see some science news, so let's start the video. First news come from NASA. The US space agency NASA has announced a new high-pressure ventilator developed by its engineers and designed specifically to COVID-19 patients has been approved for emergency use by the Food and Drug Administration (FDA). The device, called VITAL, meaning Ventilator Intervention Technology Accessible Locally, was designed and built in 37 days by engineers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory (JPL) in the city of Pasadena, California. Its designers say it is intended to be used exclusively on COVID-19 patients, freeing up traditional ventilators, which are built for a broad range of medical uses and the most severe coronavirus cases. The device, called VITAL, meaning Ventilator Intervention Technology Accessible Locally, was designed and built in 37 days by engineers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory (JPL) in the city of Pasadena, California. Its designers say it is intended to be used exclusively on COVID-19 patients, freeing up traditional ventilators, which are built for a broad range of medical uses and the most severe coronavirus cases. Next news is about NASA's Mars helicopter, destined to be the first aircraft to attempt powered flights on another planet, has been named Ingenuity. The name was picked during NASA's Name the Rover essay contest. From among 28,000 submissions, the entry by Alabama high school student Vanessa Rupani Alabama was selected. Ingenuity will ride to Mars attached to the belly of the Perseverance rover, which is preparing for launch in July or August this year. For several months following the rover's landing, Ingenuity will remain encapsulated in a protective cover to shield it from debris during entry, descent and landing. This news is about ocean warming. The Earth is losing ice at a record speed, chiefly due to warming from the ocean caused by climate change. A new study by NASA shows that Antarctica and Greenland's ice sheets lost 118 gigatons and 200 gigatons of ice on average. That would fill more than 127 million Olympic-sized swimming pools. According to NASA, the amount of ice lost could cover New York's Central Park in ice more than 1,000 feet thick, reaching higher than the Chrysler Building. Hereafter, the quantum computers vastly outperform supercomputers when it comes to energy efficiency. Researchers in the US have created a new energy-based benchmark for quantum advantage and have used it to show that noisy intermediate-scale quantum (NISQ) computers use several orders of magnitude less energy than the world's most powerful supercomputer when doing a specific task. As quantum computers become larger and more reliable, the question of whether a quantum computer can perform calculations beyond the reach of even the most powerful conventional supercomputer is becoming increasingly relevant. This ability has been dubbed quantum advantage or quantum supremacy, and it marks the point where quantum computers move from being scientific curiosities to useful devices. Next news is about a Aquaride meteor shower. A meteor shower is arriving this weekend which will see shooting stars light up the skies. Annual meteor shower Aether Aquarides peaks on Tuesday, but they will be visible this weekend, bringing dozens of shooting stars. The Aether Aquaride was caused by debris left by Halley's Comet, which could see up to 40 shooting stars on Tuesday, according to experts. Although those in the southern hemisphere will get the best views, the northern hemisphere doesn't miss out. Now let's see why study shows Sun to be less active than other similar stars. As per the new study by the researchers, solar brightness variations have become extremely weak, and by cosmic standards, the Sun has become extraordinarily monotonous. The study was done through an analysis of 369 solar-like stars. The result was shown by the researchers under the leadership of the Max Planck Institute for Solar System Research in Germany. Now a good news for astronomers. The next generation of powerful Earth and space-based telescopes will be able to hunt distant solar systems for evidence of life on Earth, like exoplanets, particularly those that chaperone burned-out stars known as white dwarfs. The chemical properties of those far-off worlds could indicate that life exists there. To help future scientists make sense of what their telescopes are showing them, Cornell University astronomers have developed a spectral field guide for these rocky worlds. Next, the biologists invent a new way to fight viruses with llama blood and molecular superglue. For more than 20 years, researchers have tried with limited success to engineer antibodies into new treatments for bacterial and viral infections. Now, a team of scientists has come up with a new approach, fastening together tiny antibodies from llama blood with a type of bacterial superglue. The interconnected antibodies protect mice from two dangerous viruses, and they could subdue other pathogens. Hereafter, the new data from space is providing the most precise picture yet of Antarctica's ice, where it is accumulating and disappearing most quickly, and how these changes could contribute to rising sea levels. Next news is scientists waited 2.5 years to see whether bacteria can eat rock. It sits at the nexus of geology, meteorology, and time. Rock becomes dirt via weathering, but it is a process that is necessarily difficult for humans to observe. It's long been assumed that life is somehow involved. On Earth, there is very little in which life is not involved, and scientists have demonstrated that it is theoretically possible, but no one had ever actually observed this in common types of iron silicate continental rocks, likely due to the distressingly large gap in weathering's reaction velocity relative to scientists' carrier velocity. After that, a small asteroid came within a cosmic hairbreadth of the ring of communications satellites circling the Earth in geosynchronous orbit this week, passing by our planet at an altitude of about 35,000 kilometers (22,000 miles). The object, measuring 4 to 8 meters (13 to 20 feet) in diameter, whizzed past the nearest satellite on April 28, 2020, at 1849 Greenwich Mean Time at a distance of about 1,200 kilometers (750 miles), on one of the closest Earth flybys ever recorded. Hereafter, Hubble's impactful life alongside space debris. During its 30 years in orbit around Earth, the NASA ESA Hubble Space Telescope has witnessed the changing nature of spaceflight as the skies have filled with greater numbers of satellites. The International Space Station was born, and in-space crashes and explosions have created clouds of fast-moving space debris. Thank you for watching this video. To get such trending news, do subscribe our channel. If you liked this video, click on the thumbs up button below and share this video with your friends and families.